This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome to another episode of the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. Today we have a fantastic neighbor to introduce you to. Brian Lamb is the owner of Collage Spa. Brian, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Nice to be here with you, Dory.
I am so excited. Can you please share with the listeners a little bit about your business?
Sure. We're Collage Spa, and we have 3 locations, one in downtown Fredericksburg. The second one was Culpeper, and then we just opened our 3rd location in Spotsylvania by the Hilltop Levels and Courthouse area. So now we have 3 spas, and we offer massages, skincare, nails, acupuncture, waxing, hydrafacials. So we wanted to have like everything under one roof. So it's like a one-stop shop for all your self-care needs.
I love that. You could spend the whole day there.
Yeah, we love it. We love it when people do. But it's fun. You could come for one thing, or you come for multiple things, or you could come with a friend. So it's really nice, kind of a great environment.
Love that. So tell us, how'd you get into this?
Well, I moved to the area in 2010 from New York, and my previous life I did marketing for fashion, but I was starting to get burned out from it, and I kind of learned from myself and my own self-care the value of self-care and wellness. So I started to transition my career into massage and skincare. So I went to school and I worked at spas in New York. So when I moved here, I worked at a couple other places, but then I really found that there wasn't something that was local, right? There was a lot of things that I enjoyed that were further away, and I felt like I could bring that here. So I feel like the services that you get, whether DC, Richmond, or even Northern Virginia, we are providing it here. So you don't have to commute and do the drive. Like, who wants to get a massage and then have to drive back an hour,
Right.
So that was the whole goal of it. But it was also to provide like a great, environment for therapists. And since I was a therapist myself, I know what it's like to be in the room. So I really wanted to provide a work environment that was supportive for the therapists, basically. So it wasn't, people that had to do their own business or that they didn't have to go to like a franchise chain. So we're independent, which is kind of nice, but we're really supportive for our employees and our techs.
Nice. So not only are you paying a lot of attention to the customer experience, but you also pay a lot of attention to your staff's experience. So kudos to you.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm in the middle, which is what, I think management is. So we care a lot about the customer experience, but we also care a lot about the employee and their career goals and making it a great environment for them. But I've been lucky because I think we've grown now it's been 15 years, and we have this steady growth, but we've been able to retain a lot of people and talent because of how we treat them and stuff. So I always appreciate that.
Yeah, huge compliment. That's amazing. So what are some myths or misconceptions that you find about the industry?
I think, it's funny because I've been in it for so long, but, I really think it's such a special experience, right? And I feel like people do put a lot of trust in us because I think people see our reviews, they book in. I think a lot of people are just nervous what to expect, and it's always good to communicate and to know what to expect. And I think we try to do that as well. But at the end of the day, there's people that really are trusting themselves to us, whether it's their face or they're undressed because of a massage, and or their health of their nails. So really that's why we want to keep that standard high, not only for us, but for the industry, because if we do well, then people have that trust and they could go to other people, and then we can elevate the industry as a whole. But I feel like, because of our reputation and, now with Google reviews and everything, they're able to see and what to expect. But I think the biggest thing is people need to communicate what their expectations are. And we're able to provide that because I think we want to customize that service for them. But I don't take it lightly that like people just have to trust and, know us. But, I think a lot of people might not get regular massages or, it might be their first time, but it's kind of like ask questions. And I always think we like to play matchmaker. So it's great. Like we have a great front desk. So call the front desk and say, this is what I'm looking for. This is kind of what I like. And that's how we're able to really personalize that service for you. Because it would be like, oh, then you need to go to this person because this is what they do well at. So we play matchmaker, and that's kind of fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you take the responsibility very seriously for your customers' experience. So I love that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for taking such care in that. I know that your customers appreciate that, and that's why they keep coming back. So kudos to you. Okay, so 3 locations, and you clearly are putting a lot of work into your business. So when you're not working, what are you doing for fun? We need to know.
It's funny because for so many years, I think I've just been building the business and, it was a fast pace. And then to think that there was COVID in those couple of years, right? So everyone just kept talking to me like, oh, you should have hobbies or you don't have hobbies. And I'm like, my job's my hobby, or like, that it's all encompassing. I do have 2 kids, 2 daughters. So one is 10 and one is 5. So, lately I've been, after school activities and getting them to do that. But personally, I think I've been enjoying like cooking more. I've been reading a lot of cookbooks and maybe getting into some garden work. Just something that is creative, but works with my hands because I do like that. Now that I'm more on the administrative side. So I think I need to just get back into being some creative, and that I do enjoy and stuff. But there's not a lot of time in my week as I try to split up my business and my personal life together. So, but those are things that I kind of am enjoying right now.
Nice. Ages 5 and 10. Those are busy ages.
They are, but they're fun.
They're fun. I'm exhausted for you. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. So can you describe a hardship or a life event, something that you have gone through, and now that you're on the other side of it, you feel like you are stronger than ever?
I mean, I mentioned COVID, and I think I do talk about it sometimes a lot when people interview or talk to me about it. That was just difficult because we were changing so much, and there was, and I just spoke about how highly I feel about the standards and taking care of clients that, I was worried to operate because I didn't want to jeopardize my employees and my clients. So it was a difficult position, but yet we needed to, have a business and be sustainable and to, kind of recover from that. So that was a big kind of trauma, I would say. And sometimes I think it was as fresh as like, maybe 2 years ago, but it's been 5 years. So, I think that was a big hardship. It definitely pushed me a lot. But since I've done it, I also realized, hey, if I overcame that, then I can overcome, smaller things in the business and stuff. But we were lucky. I think we had a lot of support from the community. Again, my employees, most of them returned to work then. And then we just had to keep coming up with policies or things to make sure that everyone was safe, getting what they needed, and for us to operate safely. So, we got out of COVID. A little bit now where I'm at is I kind of want to reintroduce things that we kind of stripped away during COVID and maybe was hesitant to bring back. For an example, we used to have kids services for nail appointments. And when it was COVID, we kind of took that away. And then we were so busy after COVID, because I think, people weren't traveling and people really needed self-care at that point. We just never had the opportunity to bring back. But now we are bringing back kids services with the parent. So now the parent can come and then a child can come and they both get mani-pedi services together. So we're adding that back in. Things like, we just took out a lot of little things, like, maybe like drinks at, like, when you come to a spa, there's like a little bar and we had tea. But I wanted to just now bring in more of that luxe experience,
Mm-hmm.
the little touches that might have gone away because of COVID, and because we were so, stressed or frantic about other things. But now I think that's my focus a little bit, is just to kind of re-elevate and bring back those touches that we might have lost.
That's awesome. Well, you're much more resilient because of it, and
Yeah.
I love that you are doing the kid service. That's so fun. A mommy and me. Little,
Yeah. And like, really, I think like you can come alone to the
Mhm.
spa because you want an escape. And for us, we're just really easy. Like, if you're a mother, you might not have that time. You can't, book a weekend spa trip, right? But if you have an
Mhm.
hour and you say, hey, take care of the kids, I'm just going to go and get something myself, and you get that hour and then you leave feeling refreshed, or you leave like you did something for yourself. That's really what we're here for. And I love that. But I also love that, if you wanted to connect with a friend, and you want to, come and get your nails done and then go for dinner downtown, or you just, or you want to connect with your kid, you want to have a little mani-pedi service together, and that's your little bonding time. That's what we're here for, really. It's just that connection.
Mhm.
We're about community. We're about people. And I think that's kind of nice. Like, we want people to look forward to, of course, coming to the spa, but I think when we treat them like they're familiar, it's kind of like the spa that everyone knows your name, is kind of what I think.
Mhm.
Where we're like, oh, hey, Dory, how are you? Like, how are your kids? And then you feel like, oh, these are my people. And,
Mhm.
like, this is where I can be a little social and get a little mini escape. I think that's what we've done so well at, and that's why we've kind of grown and succeeded.
That's amazing. I love that. I love all of that.
I know I'm throwing a lot out there because
No,
I
I love it. I love
think
it.
about it a lot, and
Oh,
think
yeah.
about how we, what we do. And I really love the fact that I get to do it every day.
Mhm. That's awesome. I love that. So when you're a business owner, you're dreaming business. So I get
Yes,
it.
yes, yeah. I'm always thinking like, oh, what's
Right.
next, or what did I envision, and how does it play out
Mhm.
in reality? So it's really
Yeah,
kind of fun that way.
love that. So we covered a lot, but is there anything else that you want the listeners to know about Collage Spa?
No, I just think like we're here for everyone. We love meeting new people. I think self-care is important and has so much value to it. So I don't want people to feel like, that they can't do it. I want to empower people to do it. And it's just, I think it's a way to grow in life, but also enjoy it. But I think self-care is just such an important part of it. And it doesn't have to be at the spa. I think, even
Mhm.
if you go out for like a daily walk, and have a moment to yourself, it can have a lot of profound effects for your health. So I think just people have to find what they like. And I think that's why it's like some people are just nail people, and some people are massage people, some people are skincare people. And so that's why we try to, address it all. So just find something that you like to do, and treat yourself, but also know that it has real value in your life. And so that's what I would love to tell people.
Awesome. And if they want to get in touch with you or learn more about Collage Spa, where can they find you?
Yep. So we have a website. It's www.collagespa.com, and collage is COLLAGE. A lot of people get it confused with college spa, but it's
Uh-huh.
collage. And we named it that because we just want you to pull all these different elements and make your own experience. Just like an art collage, like people can
Mhm.
post like different things. So that's kind of where I got the inspiration from there. But you can visit our website. It has information. But again, as I said, just give us a call. If you're a first-time client, give us a call. Let us know what you're looking for, and we're happy to customize your spa day with us.
Amazing. Brian, thank you so much for joining me on the Fredericksburg Neighbors podcast. I appreciate you being my guest.
This was so fun. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com. That's fxbgneighborspodcast.com. Or call 540-534-4618.